NEET Biology diagram based practice question number 7. Question number 1. A and B in the BBR 322 shown in the diagram given below respectively represent recognition sequences of shown in the diagram Escherichia coli cloning vector BBR 322 showing restriction site KIND3 ECOR1 BAMH1 SAL1 PVU2 PST1 CLA1 ORI and antibiotic resistant genes ampicillin and tetracycline. ROP code for the protein involved in the replication of plasmid. A plasmid contains special type of features are there. One, origin or replication. This is a sequence from where replication start and any piece of DNA when linked to the sequence can be made to replicate within the host cell. The sequence is also responsible for controlling the copy number of the linked DNA. So if one wants to recover many copies of the target DNA, it should be cloned in a vector whose origin support high copy number. Second one, selectable marker. In addition to ORI, the vector requires a selectable marker which helps in identifying and eliminating non-transformant and selectively permitting the growth of the transformant. Transformation is a procedure through which a piece of DNA is introduced in a host bacterium. Normally, the genes encoding resistant to antibiotic such as ampicillin, chloramphenicol, tetracycline or kanamycin etc. considered useful selectable markers for Escherichia coli. The normal Escherichia coli cell do not carry resistance against any of these antibiotics. Cloning site. Third one, cloning site. In order to link the aligned DNA, the vector needed to have very few single recognition sites for the commonly used restriction enzyme. Presence of more than one restriction site within the vector will generate several fragments, which will complicate the gene cloning. The ligation of aligned DNA is carried out a restriction site present in one of the two antibiotic resistant genes. For example, you can ligate the foreign DNA at the BAMH1 site or tetracycline resistant gene in the vector BBR322. The recombinant plasmid will lose tetracycline resistance due to insertion of foreign DNA but can still be selected out for non-recombinant ones by plating the transformant on ampicillin contained medium. So the correct answer option C, A is BAMHI and B is SAL1. Question number 2. What is true regarding A, B and C in the given diagrammatic representation of recombinant DNA technology? Statement 1. At A, same restriction enzyme is used to cut both foreign and vector DNA. Statement 2. The enzyme used at B is a DNA ligase. Statement 3. Step C can be called as transformation. Shown in the diagram, diagrammatic representation of the recombinant DNA technology. Restriction endonucleases are used in genetic engineering to form recombinant molecules of DNA, which are composed of DNA from different sources and genomes. When cut by the same restriction enzyme, The resultant DNA fragments have the same kind of sticky end, and these can be joined together, that is end to end, by DNA ligases. You may have realized that normally, unless one cuts the vector and the source of DNA with the same restriction enzyme, the recombinant vector molecule cannot be created. So the correct answer, option D, statement 1, 2 and 3 are true. A is same restriction enzyme cutting both foreign DNA and vector DNA at a specific point. B is ligases join foreign DNA to plasmid. Question number 3. In the given diagram, the gas X can be shown in the diagram. A typical biogas plant. Biogas is a mixture of gases that is containing predominantly methane produced by the microbial activity and which may be used as fuel. The type of the gas produced depends upon the microbes and the organic substrates they utilize. However, certain bacteria which grow anaerobically on cellulosic material produce large amount of methane along with carbon dioxide and hydrogen. These bacteria are collectively called methanogens, and one such common bacterium is methanobacterium. These bacteria are commonly found in the anaerobic sludge during the sewage treatment. The bacteria are also present in the rumen, that is a part of the stomach of cattle. A lot of cellulosic material present in the food of cattle is also present in the rumen. In rumen, these bacteria help in the breakdown of cellulose and play an important role in the nutrition of cattle. The excreta, that is dung of cattle, commonly called cobar, is rich in these bacteria. Dung can be used for generation of biogas, commonly called cobar gas. The biogas plant consists of a concrete tank that is 10 to 15 feet deep, in which biowastes are collected and a slurry of dung is fed. A floating cover is placed on the slurry, which keeps on rising as the gas is produced in the tank due to the microbial activity. The biogas plant has an outlet which is connected to a pipe to supply biogas to nearby houses. The spent slurry is removed through another outlet and may be used as fertilizer. Cattle dung is available in large quantities in rural areas where cattle are used for a variety of purposes. So, biogas plants are more often built in rural areas. The biogas thus produced is used for cooking and lighting. The technology of biogas production was developed in India mainly due to efforts of Indian Agricultural Research Institute, that is IARI, and Kadai and Village Industries Commission, KVIC. So the correct answer, option A is hydrogen sulfide. The diagram shows a typical biogas plant. Biogas may contain small amount of hydrogen sulfide. Question number 4. The virus shown here is a causative agent of. Shown in the diagram, adenovirus, which causes respiratory infections. Besides macroscopic plant and animals, microbes are the major components of biological system of the earth. Microbes are present everywhere in soil, water, air, inside our bodies, and that of other animals and plants. They are present even at sight where no other life form could possibly exist sites such as deeps inside the gaseous, that is thermal vents, where the temperature may be highest 100 degrees Celsius, deep in the soil, under the layers of snow several meters thick, and is highly acidic environments. Microbes are diverse: protozoa, bacteria, fungi, and microscopic plant viruses, viroids, and also prions that are proteinaceous infectious agent. Microbes like bacteria and many fungi can be grown on nutrient media to form colonies that can be seen with the naked eyes. Such cultures are useful in studies of microorganisms. So the correct answer option B is respiratory infections. Question number 5. The receptors for the drug shown below are located in. Shown in the diagram of chemical structure of morphine. Survey and statistics show that use of drugs and alcohol has been on rise, especially among the youth. This is really cause of concern as it could result in many harmful effects. Proper education and guidance would enable youth to safeguard themselves against this dangerous behavior pattern and follow healthy lifestyle. The drug which commonly abused the opioids, cannabinoids, and cocoa alkaloids. Majority of these obtained from flowering plant. Some are obtained from fungi. Opioids are the drugs which find specific opioid receptors present in our central nervous system and gastrointestinal tract. Heroin, commonly called smack, is chemically diacetyl morphine, which is a white, odorless, bitter crystalline compound. This is obtained by acetylation of morphine, which is extracted from the latex of poppy plant, Papaver somniferum. Generally taken by snorting and injection, heroin is a depressant and slows down body function. So the correct answer option C. C is central nervous system, that is CNS, and gastrointestinal tract GIT. Question number 6. Study the diagram given and choose the correct statement. Shown in the diagram of replication retrovirus. The word AIDS stands for acquired immunodeficiency syndrome. This means deficiency of immune system acquired during the lifetime of an individual, indicating that it is not a congenital disease. Syndrome means a group of symptoms. AIDS was first reported in 1981, and in the last 25 years or so, it has spread all over the world, killing more than 25 million persons. AIDS is caused by the human immunodeficiency virus, that is HIV. A member of group of viruses called retrovirus, which have an envelope enclosing the RNA genome. Transmission of HIV infection generally occurs sexually contact with the infected person, by transfusion of contaminated blood and blood products, by sharing infected needle as in the case of intravenous drug abuses, from infected mother to her child through placenta. So people who are at high risk of getting this infection includes individuals who have multiple sex partners, drug addicts who take drug intravenously, individuals who require repeated blood transfusion, and children born to an HIV infected mother. There is always a time lag between the infection and appearance of AIDS symptoms. This period may vary from a few months to many years, usually 5 to 10 years. During this period, the patient suffers from bouts of fever, diarrhea, and weight loss. Due to decrease in the number of Kelper T lymphocytes, the patient start suffering from infection that would have been otherwise overcome, such as those due to bacteria, especially mycobacterium, viruses, fungi, and even parasite like toxoplasma. The patient becomes so immunodeficient, he or she is unable to protect himself or herself against this infection. A widely used diagnostic test for AIDS is enzyme linked immunosorbent assay, that is ELISA. Treatment of AIDS with the antiretroviral drugs is only partially effective. They can only prolong the life of patient but cannot prevent death, which is inevitable. The only excuse may be ignorance, and it have been rightly said, don't die of ignorance. In our country, the National AIDS Control Organization, that is NACO, and other non-governmental organization, that is NGO, doing a lot of educate people about AIDS. So the correct answer, option C, the viral DNA incorporates into the host genome. A is virus infect normal cell. B is viral DNA is produced by reverse transcriptase. C is viral DNA incorporates into host genome. D is newly viral RNA is produced by the infected cells. Question number 7. In the given diagram, A and B respectively represent. Shown in the diagram, structure of an antibody molecules. Acquired immunity, on the other hand, is pathogen specific. It is characterized by memory. This means that our body, when it encounters a pathogen for the first time, produces a response called primary response, which is of low intensity. Subsequent encounter with the same pathogen elicits a highly intensified secondary or anamnestic response. This is described to the fact that our body appears to have memory of the first encounter. The primary and secondary immune response are carried out with the help of two special type of lymphocytes present in our blood, that is B lymphocyte and T lymphocyte. The B lymphocyte produce an army of proteins in response to pathogen into our blood to fight with them. These proteins are called antibodies. The T cell themselves do not secrete antibody but help B cell produce them. Each antibody molecule has 4 peptide chain, 2 small celled called light chain and 2 longer called heavy chain. Hence an antibody is represented as H2L2. Different type of antibodies are produced in our body: IgA, IgM, IgE and IgG are some of them. A cartoon of an antibody is given because these antibodies are found in the blood. The response is also called humoral immune response. This is one of the two types of our acquired immune response, antibody mediated. The second type is called cell mediated immune response or cell mediated immunity, that is CMI. The lymphocyte mediated CMI very often when some human organs like heart, eye, liver, kidney fail to function satisfactorily. Transplantation is the only remedy to enable the patient to have a normal life. So the correct answer option A, the N and C terminus of the polypeptide. A is N, B is C. Question number 8. Consider the given stages in the life cycle of Plasmodium and choose the correctly matched pair. Shown in the diagram stages in the life cycle of Plasmodium. Some of the human diseases are caused by protozoan too. You might have heard about malaria, a disease man has been plaguing since many years. Plasmodium, a tiny protozoan, is responsible for this disease. Different type of Plasmodium, Plasmodium vivax, Plasmodium malaria, and Plasmodium falciparum are different type of malaria. Of this malignant malaria caused by Plasmodium falciparum is the most serious one and it can even be fatal. Let us take a glance at the life cycle of Plasmodium. Plasmodium enters the human body as sporocytes, that is infectious sperm, through the bite of infected female Anopheles mosquito. The parasites initially multiply within the liver cell and then attack the red blood cell, that is RBC, resulting in their rupture. The rupture of RBC is associated with release of a toxic substance, hemozoin, which is responsible for chill and high fever recurring every 3 to 4 days. When a female Anopheles mosquito bites an infected person, these parasites enter the mosquito body and undergo further development. The parasite multiply within them to form sporocytes that are stored in their salivary gland. When these mosquitoes bite a human, the sporocytes are introduced into his or her body, thereby initiating the events mentioned. It is interesting to note that malarial parasite requires two hosts, human and mosquitoes, to complete its life cycle. The female Anopheles mosquito is the vector, that is transmitting agent too. So the correct answer option C, symptoms of malaria. Diagram A is mature infective stages, that is sporocyte escape from intestine and migrate to the mosquito salivary gland. Diagram B is the parasite reproduces asexually in liver cell, bursting the cell and releasing into the blood. Question number 9. Given below is a representative evolutionary history of vertebrates through geological periods A, B, C and D respectively are. Shown in the diagram, representative evolutionary history of vertebrates through geological periods. We are told that the first organism that invaded land were plants. They were widespread on land when animals invaded land. Fish with stout and strong fins could move on land and go back to water. This was about 350 Maya. In 1938, a fish caught in South Africa happened to the coelacanth, which was thought to be extinct. These animals are called lobins, evolved into the first amphibian that lived on both land and water. There are no specimens of these left with us. However, these were ancestors of modern day frogs and salamanders. The amphibian evolved into reptiles. They lay thick-celled eggs which do not dry up in the sun unlike those of amphibian. Again, we only see their modern day descendants, the turtles, tortoises, and crocodiles. In the next 200 million years or so, reptiles of different shape and size dominated on Earth. Giant fans, that is pterophytes, were present, but they all fell to form whole deposits slowly. Some of these land the reptiles went back into the water to evolve into fish-like reptiles probably 200 Maya. That is example Ichthyosaurs. The land reptiles were of course the dinosaurs, the biggest of them. That is Tyrannosaurus rex was about 220 feet in height and had huge fearsome dagger-like teeth. About 65 Maya, the dinosaurs suddenly disappeared from the earth. We do not know the true reason. Some say climatic changes killed them. Some say most of them evolved into bats. The truth may live in between. Small-sized reptiles of that era still exist today. The best mammals were like shrews. Their fossil are small-sized. The mammals were viviparous and protected their unborn young inside the mother body. Mammals were more intelligent in sensing and avoiding danger at least. When reptile came down, mammals took over this earth. There we are in South Africa, mammals resembling horse, hippopotamus, bear, rabbit, etc. Let we forget some mammals live wholly in water. Whales, dolphins, seals, and seagulls are some examples. Evolution of horse, elephant, dog, etc. are the special stories of evolution. You will learn higher in plants, a rough sketch of the evolution, life form, their times on a geological scale are indicated in this diagram. So the correct answer option A is Dinosaurus therapisides, then B is Therapisides, then C is Thecodont, and D is Pelecycosaurus. Question number 10. Kahn and Penrose showed that birth weight follows a normal distribution, that mortality for newborn is greater for those either under or overweight, and that the mean birth weight 7 lps coincides with that showing minimum mortality. The type of natural selection operating here is shown by the graph. Shown in the diagram, diagrammatic representation of the operation of natural selection on different traits. A. Stabilizing, B. Directional, C. Disruptive. In the given population, one can find out the frequency of occurrence of alleles of a gene or a locus. This frequency is supposed to remain fixed and even remain the same through generation. Cauchy-Weinberg principle stated it using algebraic equation. This principle says that allele frequency in a population are stable and is constant from generation to generation. The gene pool, that is total gene and their alleles in a population, remains a constant. This is called genetic equilibrium. Sum total of all the allelic frequencies, one individual frequencies, for example, can be named P, Q, etc. In a diploid, P and Q represent the frequency of allele A and allele small a. The frequency of capital A individuals in a population is simply p square. This is simply stated in another way. The probability that an allele capital A with a frequency of B appear on both the chromosome of diploid individual is simply the product of the probability, that is p square. Similarly of small a is q square, of capital A small a 2pq. Hence the formula p square plus 2pq plus q square equal to 1. So sometime the change in the allele frequency is so different in new sample of population that they become different species. The original tripted population become founders and the effect is called founder effect. Microbial experiments show that pre-existing advantageous mutation when selected will result in observation of new phenotypes. Over few generations, this would result in speciation. Natural selection is a process in which heritable variations enabling better survival are enabled to produce and leave greater number of progeny. A critical analysis makes us believe that variation due to mutation or variation due to recombination during gametogenesis. The disruption acquire the peripheral character value at both the end of the distribution curve. So the correct answer option A, this is a stability selection.